Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be talking about our SMS-to-SMS functionality. SMS-to-SMS functionality is that you can send an SMS message to Sure SMS, and pause meaning to our platform, pause, and then it will be sent out as an SMS message to a recipient list. And it might well seem like you're taking a bit of a roundabout way to get things done, but there are actually some specific scenarios where it can make perfect sense. It could be, for example, if you have a housing association where you would like the craftsman to be able to send SMS messages directly to the residents. But if you have a turnover of craftsmen, they don't always have lists of residents, then you can tell the craftsman, you need to send an SMS message to this phone number, which is our Sure SMS number, with this code here, and then write the actual message afterwards. And then when the craftsman is standing outside the entrance and sends the text message, it's then sent out to everyone who lives in the building. He doesn't know who it's being sent to. He can't see that. But he has the opportunity to communicate with them. It could also be, for example, if you have an employer who is out in the field. So you can create lists, perhaps divided by geographical area, so that an employee can write to the Hearing mailing list and then to write the message itself. And it could, for example, be, I'm standing here, I need some help. And then the employees won't have to be responsible for it themselves.
Who is in Hearing at this particular point in time, or who is actually employed and working in Hearing?
It could also be that if, for example, you have school bus service, you'd want to send an SMS. A driver might want to send an SMS saying he's delayed and the driver doesn't quite have all the phone numbers for his route, but he can just send an SMS to route 1 and then the message itself, and it will go out to everyone who's on, well, that route. There are a couple of different ones, and there are probably many others out there. However, in order to do that, pause, to utilize this particular functionality, we first need to ensure we have an incoming phone number registered on the Sure SMS platform. In other words, we need a number that people can send messages to.
Such as craftsman.
Or, yeah, it could also be that you were a football coach. Now, let me just give you another example. It could also be that you were a football coach and you might always want to send an SMS message to all of your players. And the reason I'm bringing it up is that it's probably what our example here will be about. Like I said earlier, we need to get an incoming phone number registered, and you'll find that option in settings under sender name. Here you can see that I already have 3 sender values and the sender name. That's what actually shows up when you send out the SMS message.
So it is written
who the message is coming from. If you're doing this from your own mobile phone right here, then naturally your phone number will be displayed. But you have the option in our platform to set a different sender ID. For example, you can set, this is my private number, this is the company's phone number, Sure SMSs, and this is SMS service. It's like this. If I send an SMS from my own phone number as the sender, and the recipient then answers it, then the answer actually comes in on my phone. If I use the sender ID, that's called SMS service, which is what we refer to as an alphanumeric sender ID, then the recipient simply cannot reply to the SMS message at all. We'll come back to that. But these are, yes, these are the options available to us. But we need to start by ordering an incoming SMS number. And we do that here by clicking on Order. And then we get a long list here that we can choose from. And we can, for example,
what should we choose?
We'll go with that one, 92 45 00 16. Place the order. And what you'll be able to observe is that it's now being brought in here. We have successfully obtained its approval. And there is a remark that you can write. What is important then is that we say, when we are standing here, that we state it must be a default number. And that's because it's the number that we would like to receive messages on. That green check mark right here, it means that it's what's called a virtual long number. That is, it's a virtual number. It's one where we can receive messages. The Sure SMS platform, you see, can't receive messages on this number here because they come to my phone. So now we've got a number you can send an SMS to, which is located on the Sure SMS platform. So the next step is to go in and compile a list of all the individuals who are to receive the SMS message. This could include residents of a specific apartment building, or perhaps members of a local football team, or even passengers on a particular bus route or any other relevant group. And contacts, I've now clicked on the address book in contacts. This is the master list. It's all the contacts I have in my system. And here you can clearly see that there are many prominent sports stars, and they are all involved. In various groups, I have organized all of my contacts into specific groups. For instance, I have one called Ball Games 2025. Racket sports. Then I have a negative list, and those are the individuals who are on it, the ones who do not wish to receive messages from me. So it's possible they're on some lists, but if they are on that list, then they won't receive any messages. And then I have one here that's called sports stars. So let's say we want to create an SMS-to-SMS solution where you can send a text message and have it distributed to everyone who is part of the group called Ball Games. If we go into contacts again and then select filter, we can then see who exactly is in Ball Games. We have 3 individuals who are, that's me, said the dog. Then we have Pele and Tiger Woods. You know, that's football and golf balls. So it's Ball Games. All right, if we navigate over to the groups section, then we'll be able to enter edit right here, specifically beneath the one that is designated as Ball Games. And after that, I'd like to briefly walk you through each of the various fields. The first field, which is the group's name, that's actually completely optional. It's just for your own reference, so you can easily know what this is about, who is in this particular group. The next thing, that is the keyword, and it is important. This is the specific message that you are supposed to communicate to them. To the craftsmen, to the drivers, to the trainers. I mean, the specific word they should use when they need to send it out. So now we know they are required to send a text message to 92450016. The first word they need to write is Ball Games, because that's the group they want to send to, that they want to send to. And after Ball Game, they are to insert a space, and then they are to write the actual message. So there's a description, and this is also just for your own understanding. What exactly does this cover? I'll get to it later, but this description can actually be used on your website, but we'll get to that. So there's a point here. It's called always use sender name. And that's because when the craftsman is standing outside the property, send an SMS message to the phone number, Bowlspill, or rather, yes, Bowlspill, followed by a space, and then the message itself, we're turning off the power at this time. It is then, of course, delivered to a number of people. But when they receive the message, where should it actually come from then? I mean, what should be listed as the sender on it? And you have the possibility for one that's called not set. And what that means is that when Sure SMS receives an SMS message, we're going to cut the power. And that message, of course, comes from a phone number, from the technician's personal phone. And if you were to say, I will not set the sender ID or the sender name, then the messages that are being sent out to all the residents in the building, it comes from the craftsman's phone number. So if line from second on the left, she answers, this is an absolutely terrible time to cut off the electricity, then the call will go to the technician's phone. It can be the same with the coach, right? I mean, if it's the football coach, he sends out to all the parents. If they reply, then it comes back to the coach's phone. One could also choose to state that it should always originate from our own phone number so that we will get the response back in case there is something. And then ultimately, you have the option to say that we want to send it from an alphanumeric sender ID so that it's not possible to reply to it. I'm now setting it to SMS service. The next field is called return SMS, and this is what it's for. I'm just going to scroll down a bit here because there are various different ways. Down here, we have an information section. There are different ways to sign up for the list. Among other things, you can print out a QR code that you can put up in the entrance or in the clubhouse or
in several other places.
And then we have a link available right here that you can easily integrate into your own personal website with the purpose of offering visitors the chance to subscribe to this particular mailing list.
And so when they sign up, I'll just scroll up when they sign up for the list.
They'll receive an SMS message in return. So what you'd write is, thank you for subscribing to the list. We'll send updates when we're working on the property, or we'll send X number of messages. You can unsubscribe here. You can find more information here. You can include a link if that's what you want. This is how you unsubscribe. So that's what you get in return. I signed up and I get a text message back saying, we have received your registration.
So there's a topic here that goes by the name double opt-in.
And that's because, as I've mentioned, you have the opportunity to place an iframe on your website where people can register, but they can just enter any phone number they want when they sign up. So to make sure it's their own phone number they're signing up with, we send them an SMS. You've requested to be enrolled in this group here. You'll need to reply to the text message with this code to verify it, so you update twice, first on the website and then afterwards via text message. That's why we refer to it as a double opt-in. You can disable this feature here. We don't recommend doing so, but it is an option. So there's a function called deactivate incoming SMS to group. And that's actually quite counterproductive to what I'm trying to demonstrate right now. Specifically the idea that you can send an SMS message to a group, which then gets distributed to all the SMS recipients in that group. But if you decide that for a certain period, you won't offer this specific functionality to this group, then you can disable it right here. And the last field I'll quickly go over is that if you happen to have the phone number 92450016, which happens to be my phone number right here, your phone number naturally will be a different one. And you have the keyword, which is ball games right here. If you have access to both of these, then you can send SMS messages to the entire group, regardless of who you are, if it is currently set to not set. Yes. But when someone does that, it will naturally cause you to incur some expenses, and therefore you need to be very aware of who is actually allowed to do that. There are some people who would say, well, it's only certain selected craftsmen on this specific property who are able to send text messages. And these are the ones who are then part of one of these groups here, where you could say, I'm going to choose sports stars as an example. If you choose not set, it means that absolutely everyone, no matter who they are, can send a text message to this specific group. There are also scenarios where that arrangement makes perfect sense. But if we say that it's only sports stars, I mean, those who are in the group called sports stars who can send text messages to this specific group. That's pretty much it. And then we can save it. But I just want to go through these two sections down here, which are information sections. That's what I just went through. There's a QR code you can sign up with. You can hang it up in your store or in the stairwell so people can sign up for the list.
There is a specific URL that you are able to embed as an iframe on your own website.
There is some documentation here regarding this, meaning you actually have quite a lot of flexibility in getting it designed, that particular form, in a very suitable way. And then, of course, you can also send an SMS to this number here, which is a fixed number. It's also a number you'll need, 93 700 and 701, with the message sign up, and then the keyword that you have set.
Or unsubscribe to completely remove yourself from the list.
And so the final section down here is about how you can send an SMS message to this particular group. You can achieve this through SMS by sending to the specific number we've just registered using the text bold spill as our designated keyword, and then immediately followed by the actual message you wish to convey. I have previously explained this point. Alternatively, you also have the option to send an email. If you send it to ballgamesapikidot and then this code right here, which is unique for this specific group, so that email will be dispatched to all of those individuals who are currently on the mailing list. And then naturally, we also have the capability right here from within our own platform to send it out. So that's essentially the way that you would go about configuring your SMS to SMS service.
All right, so we can try this now. We can just go into the messages and say that there are no messages.
If I were to go into this right now.
Oh, right. We just have to make absolutely sure that if we were to actually go into...
he goes through the contacts and asks who exactly are these sports stars, because these sports stars here, these are the people listed right here. These are all these phone numbers right here who are permitted to send messages to the ball games group. And only those who are standing here can do it. And I just need to make sure my own number is listed here. Yes, it is. So now I'll go into a new message, and then I'll write a message to 92 45 0016.
And I'll start by typing ball games, and then I'll write that this message is going to be sent out to all the sports. No, that's not quite right.
To all the players playing ball.
And down here, I choose a sender ID, which is my phone number. So what that means is when the message is delivered to this phone number here, it will then appear as if it's coming from this number here. And this number, it is approved on the list about those who can send to this particular group.
We will try.
We say OK, and then we say send.
So now the message has been successfully sent, and we can then proceed to go and check the outbox. And here we can see that perhaps we should start by going into the inbox. Yes, let's start by going into the inbox. There we can see that we've received a message from this number here, which is my private number. It was sent to this number here. If we then go out to the outbox, we can see
That it has been sent a message. This is actually the very first message we have sent.
it is called ball games. This message has been sent to all of you who play ball games. And subsequently, we then received an incoming message, and that then turned into 3 separate messages where we specifically removed ball game, which was the designated keyword. And then it's the content that appears after ball game that was ultimately sent out to the 3 contacts who are currently members of the ball games group. So let's just take a moment to view the group. My contact details. The group ball games. It is these 3 individuals who have received the message: Tiger Woods, Pelé, and Glenn. I believe that was it was pretty much to finalize the SMS-to-SMS setup.
Have a good time.